am a member of Jessica's Network, and I have been for about 2 years, almost exactly 2 years. And I watched a very similar webinar to this 2 years ago. At the time, I had my own 6-month-old baby who was just starting solids, and I was so interested in baby-led weaning myself. And I loved the idea of teaching workshops in my community because I was, staying home with my baby, but, that was something that I could add on to, keep my professional skills sharp. But I did have some reservations about joining Jessica's Network, mainly because, I felt like, I've got my own baby that I'm doing this with. I should be able to do the research and put the presentation together myself and, basically save the money and also be able to say that I made it. And ultimately, I am so glad that I took the plunge and went with Jessica's resources, because as you can tell from how comprehensive this webinar was, nobody knows more about baby-led weaning than Jessica does. She spoke about it at FNCE. She is on top of all the latest research. And if I were to sit down and put together a class myself, not only would it take, every nap time that I had available and hours, but I likely would have missed something that, Jessica knows at the drop of a hat. So I'm really glad that I am able to say that I have that comprehensive workshop at my fingertips. And now that I am out there teaching workshops, I've realized how valuable it is to say that I'm a member of Jessica's network, of the premier network of baby-led weaning dietitians, the only one, right? Because the thing about baby-led weaning we know is that it is a bit controversial. As Jessica has demonstrated, it is perfectly safe. But the immediate gut response that a lot of people, including medical practitioners, have is that it might be unsafe and it is controversial. So I love being able to say that I am not just like a rogue dietitian who's like, you can feed your baby whole pieces of food. I love being able to say that I am a member of a professional network of dietitians who are always on top of the latest research. And if a question comes up that I don't know the answer to, I will take it to the network. That happens in my workshops all the time. And that's another thing that's so valuable about the Facebook group for members that we have, is that whenever somebody has a question, everybody's chiming in. Whenever a new research study is published, somebody posts it, we all discuss. Even certain challenges like, how do you offer shrimp? How do you offer corn? Things like that come up in the group. And it's just been really enriching to me to have that resource. And it's not something that I would have if I were just teaching the workshops on my own. And then beyond that, even being able to say that I am a baby-led weaning educator has benefited my private practice in a lot of other ways. Certainly, I love teaching workshops. I love interacting with parents in that way. But being a baby-led weaning educator has provided me with a lot of other opportunities, from speaking opportunities, speaking at local conferences about baby-led weaning, media opportunities, either pitching myself to the media, or people finding me because they want a baby-led weaning expert, writing opportunities. Always being able to say that I'm a baby-led weaning educator gives me that authority for those kinds of opportunities. And probably the last thing that I think is really beneficial is the way that being an educator for baby-led weaning becomes a funnel for my private practice that is focused on moms and babies. Clients in my workshops ultimately become private practice clients. I end my presentation saying, here's a little bit of information about my private practice. Here's a special package offer for you if you want to take me up on it in the next 48 hours. And then even, when people are unavailable to attend my workshops, they say, well, can you do a one-on-one session? I say, absolutely. I take the same information, I charge them more for it, and we do a one-on-one session. So that's been really great as well. And it's just been really beneficial to my career, especially as a new mom, getting back into the workforce with my private practice. It's really accelerated that for me. And I'm really thankful to Jessica for starting it all.